Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Clutch These here. I'm on my Thrust and Beaver account, and today's episode is going to be focusing on the major differences between Druid and Orksbane and which is better for you guys in your team. So let's just jump right into this. The first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to look at each hero and we're going to compare the two. Statistically. Okay, so my Druid right now is at 5 of 9. Okay, and at 5 of 9, he restores HP of 6 nearby allies with the lowest HP by 240% attack and increases their attack by 26%. Now, this lasts for 5 seconds. Let's also take a look at his stats underneath of actually him, where it says his attack is around 3,500, his attack speed is 1,000, and his health is just shy of 30,000 health points, while his speed is 195. Okay, now let's go look at Orksbane. Okay, Orksbane, he's at 4 of 9. So we're going to assume that at 5 of 9, which is the same as Druid, we'll go ahead and read the stats. It deals 240% damage and slows enemies by 75%. This also restores allies' HP by 50% of the damage dealt, and he's immune to coma. Well, over on the left, you also see that his attack is at 3,200, his attack speed is at 1,200, but his health is at just under 50,000, and his speed is at 220. That puts this character in the realm of being the fastest in the game. Okay, now let's just compare the two straight up without any talents. Okay, well, Druid is a ranged unit. Okay, so he attacks from behind the line of, behind the front line, while Orksbane is the front lines. Okay, so he needs to have high health, which is why they've given him so many health points. He's at 50,000, and he's only at level 134. Okay, so with his Savage Swing, he deals 240% damage, and it's in a funnel directly in front of him, very similar to Multanica. This slows his enemies, and it also heals everybody that's around him. Okay, yeah, we get that. However, when you compare the two, when you compare Druid and Orksbane, Orksbane will die a lot faster than Druid. Okay, with Orksbane in front, he is getting all the aggro from everybody, and being as he it would be a healer on a team, that is very bad for you. Okay, if you can think about a team, you want to have a balance. Okay, you have an offensive unit and you have defensive units. On my team, which consists of Santa, Cupid, Minotaur, Pumpkin Duke, Multanica, and right now Orksbane's in there. There's not much balance in there. Everybody in here is DPS, okay, minus Orksbane. And Orksbane really doesn't do much DPS, but he's a great tank. So now if we were to take him out and we put in Druid, this really balances out my team. Okay, and if you think about Druid and think about Orksbane, I think of Druid as a defensive unit. Okay, if you think of Druid, D for defense, and then O, Orksbane for offense, that's the way that I think about it. Orksbane, he deals healing to everybody around him by about a quarter of what Druid does. So Druid actually heals at this level for about 6,000 health points, while Orksbane does about 1,500. That's a huge difference, especially if you're relying on them to keep everybody else on your team alive. If Orksbane's out in front and he grabs all this aggro, he's going to die real quick. There's not going to be anybody else left to heal the rest of your team. While Druid, he's in the back, and he is healing everybody for a far more HP than Orksbane was, and he's in the back, and he's going to continue to heal them throughout the entire fight. So what does all this mean? Well, I think that this basically comes down to Druid being one of the units in this game that you need to keep on your team. Okay, and that goes for every aspect of the game, whether it be mesa, whether it be just multiplayer rating, and especially for Hero monsters. Okay, I think it's nice to have a tank and heavy monsters, but if you want to advance all the way through to the very last challenge 2, you need to have Druid in there, and you need to figure out a way to get through it with Druid. He's the one that's going to be healing your team for the entire duration of the 5 waves. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I wanted to make a video so that you guys understood where I'm at, what I'm coming from, because I have a lot of people asking me, who should they put in? Who should their team be? And should they put in Orksbane for Druid, or should they keep Druid because he's a higher level, but they want to use Orksbane because he's new? I really think that Druid is the one that you guys need to keep. He's the one that gives the best health for his level. Okay, save your shards. Put him in somebody else. Put him in Santa. I think Santa's one of the best players in the game, right behind Pumpkin Duke. That's just my story. I'll get a little bit more on that probably in another video. But right now, I'm thinking that Druid is the one that you guys need to keep. Orksbane's nice, and he'd probably be a great unit to have in a tower. But beyond that, I don't think there's anything else there for him. He's too slow as far as attack, and he just doesn't heal enough. So maybe IGG will do an update in the future where he starts healing a little bit more, but at this point I think Druid is the one, and especially because he's free for everybody, it's a no-brainer. Like, just use Druid. Druid is the one. If you guys have any gripes or complaints, concerns, moans, or groans about what I've said here in this video, please let me know in the comments, and we can get a decent discussion going about it. But that's what I think. I think Druid is the one that you need to keep. So until next time, take care.